Hi everyone. Today I'm going to talk about two topics. The first one is recently I have watched a lecture from a professor in MIT, and next I'm going to talk about strategy when I was watching that lecture, when I was taking note at that time. First, according to the professor in MIT, it is a long term that the television show is a wasteland, because at that time people don't know what's the real things that uh, TV should spread, and at that time the main purpose of using TV is to spread political thinkings. And they only recognize as TV is that if I were there and everyone will see me on the TV. Next, now TV is becoming more respectable than that time because it's developed very well, and not only the content but also itself, the technology of television. And people recognize that TV did a great job at that time. Uh, the third thing is that television is something that cannot be replaced, just like the role of book in the history. And TV has become an important part of media nowadays. So, and it's very unique. Mm. What's more, the function of television is enriched a lot. Some new technologies come up based on TV, even though they have some problems, but people still have the ability to figure it out. TV is not that powerful to influence people's realize about the world. It doesn't mean that you see violence on TV and there's really violence outside the world. That's not true. People from different background will have different understand of maybe the same message than sent from TV. It may be the example that used in the lecture is the film Rambo. Um, so they have different people have different realized based on this film. And the final point I wanted to talk about is the argument about that sent in the same message that sent in different ways have different kind of influence. Well, the professor doesn't see this point is true. Um, I agree with him. So next topic is about the strategy that I use to take notes. Start with the questions. How easy or difficult was the listening to the video? I think that the video is kind of difficult because the lecture is not very clear and the professor has a lot of and repeat. So it's not very easy. I think the most useful strategy to take notes about this lecture, maybe I just use the Cornell strategy because it is more free. Whenever I got a point, I can list it on the left column and then find the details. And you know that this lecture is not very, it's just like a free talk, so it's not very easy to get a point. So whenever I got a point, I have to write it down on the left hand and get the details for them. What's the most preferred method of note taking? In general, and why? I think it's still the Cornell method because if you are using Cornell method, your think is kind of very free. You can get a point from wherever you want and write it down, and you are not limited by the outline strategy that you have to find everything because sometimes you are unable to follow that. I think I prefer Cornell method is because for myself, I really cannot sometimes maybe follow the teacher or instructor. It's not very easy for me, so I like the free way. A final question is watching television a good or bad activity according to the course, and why? I think according to the course, watching TV is a good activity, because during the course, the professor is always against the view that think TV is not good, and he think that TV nowadays is highly developed, and we can avoid the bad maybe information from it and do a good job. Mm, so this is what I'm going to talk about today. First is the summary of the video, and then the strategy that I take notes. Thank you for your listening.